Welcome back to the Hood Knees Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 51. We're doing the Week 12 waivers. I'm the host, Team. I got my boys with me, MFB
Yes, sir.
and BBTB,
Yeah.
who ruined the last episode of
Yeah.
Studs and Duds because
That's crazy.
he's recording off of his cellular device. Thank you, BBTB. Can you get a thumbs up?
Still got a button on his iPhone.
All of it.
Can you? Yep, there's a thumbs up. It's backwards for you, backwards.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Bro, the host does not know how to edit,
BBTB.
man. Not my editor.
Yeah, bro.
Tell him to fix his editing.
Okay, Week 12 waiver wire. It's dry. It's dismal. It's desert. It's bye week hell. There's still nobody to add. Chemo.
You guys had better hope. I hope that any of you guys that need a pickup this week already picked up who you need, because it's going to be tough. At the top for QB, Bo Nix, rostered in 49% of leagues, so probably not available, but we're going to shout him out because he should be rostered.
I don't know how this bro isn't over 50% of leagues owned, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's a stud, bro. They say he might be running for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, easily. 100%. Yeah.
Well, competing him and Jaden Daniels, but that boy been balling, bro. They get Vegas next week.
Divisional game.
Beating them. Feel me?
Yeah.
That's going to be a game. I think he's going to have a good game. Anthony Richardson, rostered in 48% of leagues. People dropped him, man. He was doing terrible. They benched him. People dropped him. They named him the starter. No one really picked him back up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that was, drafted in the first, was like around the round 5, round 6, maybe. And so here he is back doing his thing and worth a roster spot. So, and especially if you have, QB on bye, you're going to have to start somebody. So still rostered in almost 50% of leagues at 48%. Worth a pickup and maybe a start this week.
Yeah. And then I feel like he also has, I think you stash him, and if you somehow make it to the second round of playoffs, you got Tennessee and the Giants. So that could be a streamable quarterback for them.
Can you check what his week 14 matchup is?
Bye week.
Bye week.
Okay, never mind, bro.
Mm-hmm. As I was saying, 16-17.
Detroit is a tough matchup this week. You may have to roll them out just because of all the bye weeks, depending on your league and how many QBs are being stashed on other teams. But this is a decent, gamble, roll the dice. Last but not least on the list, honorable mention last week, Jameis Winston, rostered in 12% of leagues. Probably your best bet. Well, between Anthony Richardson and Jameis Winston,
Pittsburgh allows the least to QBs, bro.
He's just gonna start. He's just gonna be chucking it, bro. He's just nonstop, bro. I'm not expecting a lot from him, but
yeah, but things like he somehow just gets it done, though, dude. Kind of annoys me a little bit. So
because New Orleans on paper wasn't a good matchup, and he kind of ate him up.
It was a revenge game. He was the backup in New Orleans, and now he's the backup.
That is true.
In the Browns. So we should have seen that one coming. But yeah, Pittsburgh. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all there is that are decently available quarterbacks. Even Bo Nix and Anthony Richardson, those are hard to get. But if I'm going to rank these guys, probably in the order that we named them off.
Yeah, easily.
This week, you might be screwed starting Jameis Winston, but that just might be what the situation you're in.
I would agree.
On to wide receivers. At the top, I put Adam Thielen in there since he's coming back from that injury, and the coach says he's supposed to play this week. You might as well pick him up, and maybe you have to start him this week. Hopefully, you don't have to start him against Kansas City this week, but he's more of a stash.
Yeah, stash him. I would not start him against Kansas City.
He could get some garbage time work.
No, bro. He has that corner on him. What's that corner's name?
McDuffie,
bro.
McDuffie.
Yeah.
Actually, he might be on Leggett, but I'm not sure.
Either way, I
Oh.
mean,
Either way,
yeah.
still
Well, I mean, I
very
was
bad
watching the
matchup.
Bills Chiefs game. Amari Cooper only had 2 catches. So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Way
Quentin
different.
Johnston rostered in 41% of leagues. Probably not available, but if he is, go get him. They play Baltimore this week in a primetime game.
Yeah.
That is a good matchup. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Quentin
he
Johnston,
could be eating.
a fine streamable option.
Mhm.
I threw in here Nick Westbrook, Ikine. He was the
It could
Yeah,
be.
but
he look, bro. If you can't pronounce it, just figure it out. But yeah, he only had 2 receptions last week, 117 yards and a touchdown. Playing against Houston, who has not been very good against passing, and likely they're going to need to throw the ball because they're going to be down. So he could have himself a decent game. Rostered in only 4% of leagues, so readily available. Not the best option, but someone who's low rostered that might be available in your leagues. Christian
Like,
Watson.
he's a definition of a boomer bust, by the way. Looking at his stats, last game,
Yeah.
2 receptions, 117 and a tutty. He's crazy.
So he's had in the last 6 weeks, he had a touchdown in 5 games. So he is an end zone threat. The only game he didn't have a touchdown was against the Chargers, which is expected. Well, not expected, but understandable. They're a tough defense.
Yeah.
And the next few weeks, the defenses are not that good. Washington's solid, been better, but still, might be worth a stash. Or if you have to start him, good luck. Christian Watson, rostered in 45% of leagues. For some reason, probably still on waivers because he hasn't really been doing that great this season, but he had 150 yards this week. So definitely worth an ad.
Yeah, I think I was talking about him last week about playing him too. And if you didn't play him, hopefully you got him and you stashed him because he has a great schedule for the playoffs from week 14 to 17. Great schedule. So I feel worth stash.
Detroit week 14, then Seattle, Saints, Minnesota for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan Love and the Packers, they will be playing.
Mm-hmm.
Next on the list, Jerry Jeudy. I threw him in here. He's rostered in 51% of leagues, so probably not available, but I threw him out there. He did have a good game against the Saints. He had 6 receptions on 11 targets, 142 yards and a touchdown. He has a terrible schedule upcoming.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule. Also from last week, it was like a crazy breakaway tutty, which was like maybe half his point value. But I mean, hey, with Jameis Winston, you never know.
Yeah, true.
He be said he'd be getting it done.
Yeah, he does. So
yeah, any of those 3 guys there on that team, those receivers can get it done. Next on the list, Marquez Valdez Scantling, whatever, MVS.
hey, what team does he play for?
The Saints.
Yes, hey.
The New Orleans Taysom Hill.
Who are on bye next week. So he's a stash.
Yeah, he's definitely a stash.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're on bye. But they get the Rams week 13, then the Giants, Washington, and Green Bay. He has 2 weeks with a touchdown. So been playing decent. Not that many targets, not that many receptions, but he's able to.
Also, definition of a boomer bust.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, not the best option, but definitely worth a stash. How do you guys rank these receivers?
Watson at 1. I'm not going to put Judy in because he's over 50%, but Watson at 1, Quentin at 2, Thielen at 3.
I'd probably agree with that. The same, at least for like the whole rest of the season.
Yeah, for rest of the season. I'm talking about rest of the season.
Yeah. How about for just to start this week?
Probably go Quentin, Watson, Thielen.
Yeah, Quentin and Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Sounds good to me. I'm not going to give my names. I agree.
You're about to say Marquez Valdez Scantling, huh?
Number 1, yeah, start him this week. Make sure you start him this week. He's going to go dumb.
Guaranteed not negative points.
Yeah.
That is true.
Next on the list, actually, that's it for wide receivers. Let's move into running backs. At the top, Trey Benson, who's coming off of a bye week for the Cardinals, has been getting some decent work the last few weeks. So coming off the bye, they're playing Seattle divisional matchup this week. And I don't know if he's startable, but he's definitely worth an ad. And people did drop him just because they needed to play someone during their bye week.
So is that the number 2 over DeMarcado?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it a fact that he gets a lot of work though, DeMarcado? Wasn't he getting a little bit of work like 2 games?
He was getting work, but what's his name? Trey Benson is the better of them two as backup.
Oh, okay, I see it now.
Yeah. DeMarcado isn't as efficient on the ground. I think they like Trey Benson more.
Yeah.
He has number 2 on the depth chart. I just pulled it up and checked just to confirm. But yeah,
Right, cool.
Make sure you pick him up. At least he's worth a stash. Next on the list, he was on the list last week. We just talked about him in the last episode. Cam Akers rostered in 17% of leagues. Aaron Jones just keeps getting banged up. And so they just roll with Cam Akers at that point. And so 100% worth the stash.
Easily with a stash.
Yeah. If anything happens to Aaron Jones, Cam Akers is automatic plug and play.
Yeah. And for the 20th time, Aaron Jones owners, please go get Cam Akers. Do not ruin your season by not having your handcuff.
Yep, he said it. So, do what he says.
Yep.
Next on the list, Amir Abdullah, rostered 0% of leagues.
Brother,
so the
what?
only reason I'm calling him out is because Zamir White and Alexander Madison both got injured this last week. So he is only even relevant if both of them don't play this next week. So he is just an ad. Probably don't waste a waiver claim on him unless you're in a deeper league, 14-man, 16-man, whatever. Deeper leagues worth a waiver pickup, especially because this week's tough. But likely those guys get healthy, or at least one of them does, and then he's probably not going to get that much work. But maybe worth looking into. That's it for running backs. It's dry. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have anyone else that you can think of?
It's a wasteland, bro. I don't know. With 6 teams on bye this week, and I don't know. Gus Edwards, if he's out there, I don't know, bro. Like we talked about him last week, but
yeah, I'm not. I mean, to rank to stash K makers and then yo, brother, you keep dropping things, man. Can you stop?
Look, bro. Something very interesting in that corner.
A little dramatic. Yeah, Cam Akers for sure, just because Jones' health is an issue.
Yeah.
Amir Abdullah is a deep bag reach, but if you really need RB, go ahead.
Very deep.
Just going over some names we went last week: Audric Estime, possibly, and Gus Edwards.
Yeah.
Jalen Warren somehow if he's still there, but I don't know. You're in a Mickey Mouse league if he's on the waivers.
Jalen Warren, yeah. Estime is a funny one, man. He was picked up by everyone and probably started by a ton of people. And he did not do anything.
Yeah, that was a surprising one.
Little pump fake by Sean Payne. But Sean Payne's like 50-50, bro. Like I said, he's very 50-50 on his usage calls.
Yeah. I'll give it to you. Yeah. That's it for running backs. Moving into tight ends. At the top, Taysom Hill,
the boy.
Hey, give me that. Being scarred by life. Chemo from now on is going to have Taysom Hill on his team, just so he never plays against Taysom Hill ever in his life.
Hey, man, that was very traumatic for me. All right, I'm like checking my matchup and I'm seeing it go down. I'm like, what the hell just happened? What? And I go look at.
I'd be more pissed if I'm watching the game and it's like Taysom Hill at QB threw a touchdown, Taysom Hill at fullback rushing for a touchdown, Taysom Hill on the kick return. You're like, why is this guy getting the ball every play, bro? Just go stupid.
Yeah, it's not been fun with Taysom Hill playing against him, but he should definitely be rostered. We called him out last week.
Auto
if we didn't call him out last week, we called him out the week before. We've called him out before. Yeah, he is probably an auto start every week.
100%.
Make sure you have him.
The Saints are like diminished kind of offensively. So he's a great jack of all trades weapon. You're
Yep.
pretty much going to stash him for week 13, but definitely worthy stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, sir. Next on the list, Jonnu Smith, Miami Dolphins. We've been talking about his target share just up there in the numbers. Something we don't usually see from Miami, but we've been seeing it all season. It looks to be staying there. Might be a weekly plug and play tight end now.
But the things like you always say that you like a lot of things has got to average out. Does Jonnu Smith average out? And then the receivers start getting the work.
But it's not so much an average. It's like you follow the trends of the offense, right?
Mhm.
Like last season, Miami never threw to tight ends, right? For the whole season. It's
100%.
just how the offense operated. But now it's like totally different, right? So it's not so much like it's going to average out, the tight end will not see target share. It's going to keep running the way it is. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't
Yeah.
know, unless they just decide, let's give Tyreek the ball 50 times a game again.
Yeah, which
Right?
hasn't been happening.
Which has not been happening, right? He
Mhm.
only
Yeah.
had like 3 games with decent target share.
Yeah.
Last year he had like 12 out of 12 by this time, games with good target share, right? So just it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, kind of off topic, but when Jonnu Smith caught the touchdown, he threw the ball in the air in the stands and somehow landed in his oldest son's hand. And he didn't know that his family was in that corner of the stadium. He just threw it in the air, just out
Did
of
you talk to him after the game?
excitement, and it literally landed perfectly in his son's hand. There's a video out there, by the way. If you want to see it, just look up Jonnu Smith touchdown celebration.
And you talked to him after the game. You asked him. You didn't know where your family was.
No. I'm just saying the reporters that asked him, like, because he hopped on a podcast like today, like the day that we're recording, he literally said, "I didn't know my family was there or nothing," and literally he's like, and he just somehow literally right into his oldest son's hands. So crazy. Yeah.
He's averaged 6 targets in the last 4 games, and then, I mean, the weeks in the last 6 weeks, he's averaged more than 6 targets a game. So he's been a weapon that they've been using a lot. So yeah, he might be a start every week or streamable option week in, week
Mhm.
out. We'll see how their usage goes for him. Hunter Henry, next on the list, rostered in 45% of leagues. We've called him out before. He's definitely worth a stash. He has Miami this week and the Colts next week, which is a better matchup. But Drake May likes to target him. He's been a weapon that they need over there in New England.
Yeah.
Will Disley, rostered in 24% of leagues. Apparently that name triggers people, according to MFB.
Mhm.
He has some good matchups coming. So they have the Chargers already had their bye week way early on, week 5, and they have good matchups upcoming. So Will Disley might be a decent streaming option in the next few weeks leading into the
100%,
playoffs.
100%.
So
Yeah. Great schedule.
yeah, we talked about in the other episode, I don't know if BBTV was in that segment or not, or if he, cut out or what happened, but we talked about, do you start is he an auto start every week? Do you start him over players like Sam Laporta? What do you guys think?
I think so.
With his target share numbers, it wouldn't be crazy to do that,
Yeah. And Justin Herbert's been playing solid. His ankle was bothering him a couple weeks earlier in the season, I think before the bye and a little bit after the bye. But
he's been running,
that,
bro. He looks fine.
Yeah, no, he definitely looks good. So whatever that ankle issue was, he fixed it, taped it up. Now he's good. So definitely a solid play every week, especially if you're struggling with your tight end, you don't know who to start. He has a pretty safe floor. And I think that with the target share he has, I think he'll get you at least 5 fantasy points each week.
Yeah.
If you need more than that, good luck. Go get Taysom Hill.
Maybe somehow in your waivers.
Yeah, in whichever Mickey Mouse league you're in. On to the defenses, we got a couple of defenses to stream that are not extremely rostered. Tampa Bay, starting it off because they were on bye last week. Hopefully you picked them up before the waivers because they were on bye. Rostered in 13% of leagues. They play the Giants. The Giants are starting Tommy DeVito at quarterback.
Tommy DeVito.
The Italian. Yeah. The Giants are looking to lose. They have Drew Lock. They paid him $5 million to come in and be the backup in case anything happens to Daniel Jones. And they said, nah, we want to start Tommy DeVito. We're good. So
all I'm saying,
looking to lose.
Tommy DeVito, legacy game. Called it here first.
What legacy? this man is tripping.
That man gonna be solid next week. Just watch, calling it. What's a video without a BBTB hot take, brother? I didn't give one this video. Tommy DeVito.
You're just making stuff up now, though.
Huh?
Just making stuff up. You're just making it up, though.
I'm not making it up. I'm literally saying Tommy DeVito, solid. Washington, you know what I'm saying? Washington defense might get one turnover, maybe two, sure. But Tommy DeVito gonna be solid.
Yeah, all right, man. We'll see about all that. Speaking of, wait, what'd you say? Which defense? Or who's going to get turnover?
Is it Tommy DeVito versus Washington, versus Tampa Bay?
The Tampa Bay, you said Washington. Okay.
Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
You're confused. Yeah.
No, I'm not confused. Just a little mixed up.
Speaking of Washington, that's the other defense to go pick up. They played against Philadelphia, so they were dropped in a lot of leagues. Rostered in 20% of leagues, so decently available. They play against Dallas. Cooper Rush is the quarterback. You can do the math. This should be a solid matchup for Washington defense. And
honestly,
that's about it.
I'm trying to see Trey Lance turn up, man.
Oh, yeah? You think they're going to run him?
Dude, I think so, dude. I mean, like, Cooper Rush looks really, horrible out there. Why not? Well, what else you guys to lose? Throw him in.
They actually probably are trying to lose. So that's probably
throw him in.
Not there, bro. If Trey Lance can get something done, they're probably like, nah, you good. We don't want to win. They want the worst option out there intentionally. They're probably in just full on, same as the Giants, trying to lose every game at this point. Just go for a draft pick.
Yeah.
They have the same number of wins as the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken. The Cowboys.
Cool.
That's they're surprising. Both at 3 wins, no?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, they're in full tank mode, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's it for the defenses. It's tough. Like we said, 6 teams on bye. And there's not that many good matchups. There are good matchups, but their defenses are not readily available. These are 2 that are more available. You can ask us in your start sit in the Discord if you have questions about who should you start this week for your defense. Moving on to the kickers, just a couple kickers here. BBTB was 2 of 3 last week on his kickers. We have the Kansas City Chiefs kicker, Schrader, who's filling in for Butker, who is on IR. Rostered in 5% of leagues. They play against Carolina. It's just a good matchup. Kansas City should run over Carolina, and they'll kick a lot of field goals. That's pretty much it.
The thing is, though, I don't know, dude. I feel like just a lot of tutties might just happen against Carolina.
Even if so, we saw that last week with
Jake Bates
for Detroit. He had 7 extra point attempts.
Yeah, but if he didn't get that 50, I mean, I called him out last week, but if he didn't get that 50-yarder.
Okay, imagine it was a 20-yard or a 30-yard.
Yeah, then still double digits.
Still gets 10 fantasy points.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think Schrader, it's a safe, you're probably guaranteed at least 7 points.
7. Yeah.
If you're okay with that, take Schrader.
Yeah.
Also, Jason Myers in a divisional matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, top of the division. Everyone wants to be first. Cardinals are first. So Seattle's going to be playing. They're going to need to score. And Cardinals defense has been pretty good. So they might be able to hold them off and they'll kick field goals.
Jason Myers, double-digit game. Nothing crazy.
All right, man. Nice call out. I'm glad you got that call for us, man.
Gotcha.
Really need that.
Mhm.
Will Lutz from the Broncos. He's on the Broncos, right?
Yeah, versus who? Versus who?
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
They're
Raiders.
playing against the Raiders. Divisional game. Should get a good number of attempts.
Oh yeah, great start.
Yeah. So those are some kickers you can start. He's only rostered in 12% of leagues, so not highly rostered. It's a good matchup. These are all pretty much just good matchups. So these guys could end up with just field goal or just extra points and not that many field goals. But I mean, it should be a good matchup. They should be able to get some field goals in. So that does it for the waiver episode. Good luck to all of you out there. If you don't have any of these positions, you need them filled. That's why we have this episode for you. Hopefully you prepped ahead of time and picked up these players before and you're not struggling. But if you didn't, good luck. I hope you get the players you wanted. We'll see you guys on the next episode when we do the midweek update. All right, guys. Peace out.
Peace.